righty. So, good morning and welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on S3. It's a fresh new morning and the temperatures are also fresh. It for sure is.
Yeah.
It's nice and cold out there with possible snowfalls today, which is fantastic, like we heard. But lots happening while we asleep at night. And yeah, we wake up to brand new news every single day, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so we actually are awake. While you sleep, we stay awake. We don't really sleep. I've told you this before. So you and I were doing some research.
Exactly.
No, we don't. Come on now. It's just, I'm done growing, clearly. So here's the thing that happened, okay? There were statues, and naturally with yesterday's celebrations around Madiba Day, it was great. You know, people were fed, people were clothed. So many people did so many great things. However, I need to let you know this. There were some Madiba statues that were erected just yesterday, and these are two human-sized statues unveiled in Mthatha and Kunu, and this is in honor of former President Nelson Mandela, of course, and you can see on screen over there, those were revealed. Now, these statues, of course, they cost 3.3.
Look, it's a lot, exactly. And some of the community members described the use of the money, saying it could have been better spent to create jobs and change the face of the municipality for the better. You know, I think this is a big talking point, and this is something that I feel there's such a line, I think, for me between this and obviously, you know, with regards to legacy and, you know, erecting these beautiful statues, and, you know, there's most certainly a place for that. But I do feel in communities such as Mthatha and Kunu as well, I mean, I do feel personally that the money could probably have been better spent, you know, if they had connected with the community beforehand and they're like, listen, is there any what? But obviously they know what the needs are. You know,
yeah, naturally, but I do think that sometimes if your tourism budget is there and you want to use it, I mean, fair enough. However, if you can divert the funds into some sort of better welfare, I mean, I think that Tata Madiba knew that the monument is the people as opposed to statues of himself. So I think that legacy-wise, I completely understand. We're proud of our past, but we can't be too proud that it affects what is a current need of our present.
I do think that, I mean, the people of our beautiful country, and especially in those kind of very, very poorer areas, can do with a lot of help. But the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Museum, Vuani Boy, said that the purpose to attract, for these statues, their purpose is to attract international tourists to these local spaces. And I quote, he said, when we put up statues, the purpose is to ensure that have domestic tourists going to Kunu and spending money there. So he defended the statues with regards to from a tourism angle. And I understand that for sure. I mean, it's beautiful to create a welcoming space and you know, having those beautiful remembrance statues in there. But I'm no expert in the field of tourism. But personally, I mean, you know, I'm not going to specifically go and visit a place because of, you know,
a statue. Yeah, I think let's call a spade a shovel. I mean, there are other reasons why you visit a place, tourism-wise. But if the people of that venue are not sorted out, then why put a curtain over there and say, hey, come visit us, everything's fine. But we're not going to harp on that. That's what happened while you were sleeping. These statues are up. They are erected. 3.3 million rand has been spent. I suppose that is indeed the past, but of course that comment was very, very important. However, there are some bright stories that we found. And while you were sleeping, you and I, we were awake. We were in bed together, researching, and it's great. It's lovely. And then we saw that sign language is getting... Of course, you were very cold, your toes. Right, but the great thing about this is that sign language is finally getting the love it deserves.
Come on. And this has been a long time coming.
Right.
You know, for the longest time, we said South Africa, 11 official languages. And now we're going to have a 12th, which I think is fantastic. So President Cyril Ramaphosa will today sign into the law the SA Sign Language Bill during a ceremony at the Union Buildings. We heard it in the news headlines as well, but I think this is fantastic. It's an important step towards the realization and to the rights of persons who are deaf and hard of hearing. And I quote here, and I'm saying the South African Sign Language is an indigenous language that constitutes an important element of South African linguistic and cultural heritage, and it has its own distinct grammatical structures and lexicon, and it is independent of any other language. That's according to the presidency, and I love that because it's a language. Just like any other language that you have to learn. And I'm so happy for that.
It's great. And I think maybe now is the best time for you to pick it up, because I think that there's something else that happens in terms of your brain and function when communicating with sign language. So let's promote it. Let's learn it. Let's adopt it properly as our 12th official language. I think it's going to be so great. So thank you for tuning in to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's been lovely. You're awake now. Let's see what else is in store for you.